Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Just painting and chatting. Painting and chatting. Just want to know how everyone's days go so far. What am I doing? You're asking me? What am I doing? I got an order for a kid's puzzle. And these bad boys are hand painted, so I gotta paint them. Gotta paint. Alright, first thing you gotta do, right, just gotta make sure you have all the letters. Because that would be terrible if you don't have all the letters. And I'm missing one. But it's okay. It's okay, guys. How's everyone's day going so far? What were we talking about before? We're talking about cloning. I don't know. Cloning topic is fun. Time travel is always fun. What else can we talk about? Time travel? You want to go time travel? If I can go back and change one thing about my life, what would I do? Ooh, that's a hard one. All right. The obvious one is always you would give yourself the lotto numbers, right? No. We're not doing lotto numbers. Okay, that's too easy. Go back, change one thing. I think. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't want to tell myself like random oopity boop. That doesn't mean it. You want to make a real impact in your life. All right. Go back, change one thing. I think if I were to go back, I would have my younger self start a business earlier. I think that's what I would do. Yeah. Ooh, this thing's going. Get out of there. All right. What else is going on? What else? What would you do if you go back in time? Change one thing. And remember, the one thing you want to do is actually have a real impact in your life. Like the other day, I asked this question. Someone was like, "Oh, um, I I would totally, tell myself to follow my feelings and stuff." I'm like, no, because following your feelings is how you got to where you are now. You want to make a change in your life, right? So you got to do something different. What am I doing? What am I doing? All right, let me finish painting this and I'll show you guys. This is an O, by the way. We're painting an O. Somebody ordered 2 kids custom name puzzles for me. I cut them out already, and now I gotta paint them and assemble. All right, so this is an O, right? This is for this kid's name is Otto. Otto. This is the underboard, right? So the underboard doesn't need to be nice and neat. See, you make the tracer lines. The underboard doesn't need to be neat. So they would just glob on the paint. Once you put the top board on top of it, you don't see the underboard. But I usually like to do two layers of paint. So we're gonna do that. 2 layers of paint. What else is going on in the world? I know the big topic right now is that the group chat thing. That's fun. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting that at the end of the day, they're just bros. Even at the highest levels of government, they're just bros. Too funny. You know what I was thinking about? For those who don't know, I have a little one, right? And the little one is in school right now, elementary school. And I was thinking to myself, you know what they don't have anymore? Your mama jokes. Do you remember going to school and there'll always be a new your mama joke every day, right? And Yeah, they don't have that anymore. And I wonder that is that what's making kids soft now? They're missing the yo mama jokes. They don't have those anymore. But you know what's really funny? I tried to get ChatGPT to generate me like 100 yo mama jokes, and ChatGPT censored it. That was really weird because it would generate the results, and then once it gets going, at a certain point, it will stop and say this is inappropriate or inappropriate for use of a ChatGPT basically. And I was so weirded out. I tried like 50,000 times. It would generate, and then some of them were really good, and then it will like kick itself off. That's so weird. So weird. What else is going on? I like the cloning talk. Cloning is fun. The other one you ask? All right, so the first one you guys saw was Otto. The second one, I don't know, it's gonna be backwards, but this is Kenny. Kenny. So someone ordered this in Hawaii, the island. So I'm gonna make it, send it out. How crazy would it be if I'm making this and the person that ordered it is like, yo, I have a grandkid named Otto. I have a grandkid named Otto. I'm excited for. Well, speaking of Hawaii, Hawaii makes me think of Max Holloway. I have to say, Max Holloway is my favorite UFC fighter. He's just so likable. How do you hate Max Holloway? Impossible. What else is going on? You guys don't have any questions for me? Come on. This is what we do here. We solve world problems. If you guys missed my earlier streams, we solved taxes. We solved American hunger. we solved the end of days. Ooh, speaking of taxes, I mentioned this in the afternoon one, but what I find very interesting is they're saying that this year the IRS is actually expecting to generate less taxes because I saw this on the news. They're saying that a lot of people this year, in particular, are going to get crazy with their taxes because the IRS don't have enough people. We'll see how crazy people get. Boom. Let's just finish the Y. Paint this bad boy. That's right. Each puzzle was hand painted by an Asian in America. Imagine that's so funny. I don't know why. I'm just chuckling because when you think of like an Asian doing this kind of stuff, you actually think of like some kid in like China or whatever. But no, they got one over here doing it by hand. Oh, that's the other thing I saw that I thought was very interesting today. I saw on the news that they were talking about that ICE is gonna work wants to work with the IRS to catch like illegals and undocumented people. I thought that was very interesting too, because I don't know, you guys don't know, but they file taxes too, and they want to use their tax filings to go get them. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, you know what? But one thing that I was thinking about when I heard that, right, is I heard that I was thinking like, I thought the idea is to get them to pay taxes. If you're gonna start doing that, then no one's gonna. They're definitely not gonna start paying taxes. Hold on. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if you start rounding them up because they're paying their taxes, but you use their tax information to get, to get all the info on them to go catch them, then they're not gonna file taxes anymore. Doesn't that defeat the purpose? Right? Don't you want people to file taxes? So I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. At least if they're gonna do that right. Here's one thing that I also feel like that's missing with this. I mean, I assume these guys are older. Yeah, but one thing that's missing is like the art of not announcing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because okay, if I was ICE, right, and I'm like trying to round up some peeps, I would not be announcing that I'll be using the IRS to help us catch people. That's just me. I wouldn't be doing that. Alright, after I finish this, I'll show you guys. So this person ordered pastel colors. Okay. Now keep in mind, it's gonna look like crap while I'm making it, but here we go. So we got the O and the T for auto. Auto. Okay, it's gonna look like crap while I'm doing it. But once it finishes, it'll look alright. What else is going on in the world? You guys gotta give me a topic. Someone give me a topic and we'll run with it. I mean, if we can go back to what I was talking about earlier, someone wanted to know if the world was ending, what is the plan? What is the plan if the world's ending? And then I have to say, depends how the world is ending. Is it like a slow decline, or are we talking about one day? If you have one day and the world's ending, what are the things what will you start doing? Let me think. Okay. I said this last time, but if things are crumbling, and you gotta make a decision real quick. Okay, if things are crumbling, you gotta make a decision. Are you going somewhere or are you staying? Because once you start going somewhere, that's a different thing. And then if you're gonna stay, you gotta stay. How many times do you watch the movies, right? They're like they're staying somewhere and they have a nice hunkered down bunkered place, and then some ass butt comes in and it's like, you know what, we want to go to the sanctuary or wherever, and they're like, no, let's not go to the sanctuary. Think about how easy The Walking Dead is if after, I don't remember what season it was, but do you remember Walking Dead, right? And I'm sorry, spoilers, the show's like a gajillion years old. Is after they were in the prison and it got all jacked up and there were all those zombies in the prison, and there were holes everywhere along the fences. Guess what, guys? Guess what? They've killed way more zombies afterwards than there were in that prison, okay? So they easily could have cleared the prison back out and re-established themselves. And think about this, okay? If they did that, how many people did not have to die? Right? Because by the end of Walking Dead, or not even by the end, by season 2, they were killing zombies like they were paper mache, right? They could have easily gone back in and re-cleared that prison and then had a jolly time. Glenn didn't have to die. And if Glenn didn't die, the show would still be going. Right? So, what does that tell you? If that happens, just stay where you are. If you get everything together, food, shelter, and a renewable resource, don't go anywhere. It's really when you start like analyzing your situation and you realize, oh man, we don't have enough resources, then we gotta go somewhere. That's when you move, right? But if you already have everything together, why are you going anywhere? That part made no sense. They could have easily re-cleared that prison. What else is going on in the? Oh, you know what's going? What else was interesting that I saw on the news today? Is it's a story that we covered a while back, but do you guys remember the? Her name is Dink Demos, and she's the 500-pound rapper chick lady that couldn't get a ride from Lyft because the driver was like, "Hey, you're too big. You're gonna mess up the shocks of my car." Well, I guess we got an update on that case because she ended up suing Lyft and whatnot. But I guess the newest verdict is that the lawsuit was dropped, so she gave up because obviously she was not going to win that. But she did gain one thing out of that whole thing. She gained one thing. She gained the fact that I even know her name now. She technically won, right? She won because now I know her name. Dank Damos, the 500-pound rapper that couldn't fit in the Lyft and had to sue them. So if that was the goal, she accomplished it very well because we all know her name now. Or at least I know her name. If I know her name, I want to educate you guys on her name. So, boom, boom, boom. All right, this is a T. T for Otto. T for Otto. This coral color paint though is not going. Does not look very good. Hey, rule number one: work with what you got. Work with what you got. I forgot today was Monday. Feels like every day is Monday now. Every day is Monday. Other thing that I found that was very interesting. Let's see, let me think. What was super interesting? Oh, I found out that this is related to a short that I made earlier, but I found out that women drivers pay more insurance the older they get. I didn't see. Here's something. Another interesting thing. I had my insurance license a long time ago, and we would sell life insurance, auto insurance, but I only did it for a little bit, not long enough for me to remember all the little like rules and stuff like that, right? But I remember that insuring a guy was more expensive. Like the rates, right? Because guys are typically more like reckless drivers. And so I always remembered that oh yeah, if you're a guy, you have to pay more for insurance. But the other day when I made that short about women having to pay more for insurance, I read more into it, and what I found that was really interesting is that younger guys pay more for insurance than than women do. Like around, like let's say around like 25 to 30, like 35 or so. But older women pay more insurance than men if you're comparing same age. So I thought that was really interesting. And the idea is that as men get older, they start to mellow out and they drive, more responsibly. But as women get older, they start to do more multitasking in their lives, and they make more dangerous drivers. Because I didn't think about that, and I was like, oh, that's really true. Because I'm pretty sure we all know a lady that or a girl, lady girl, a female that does her makeup in the car while driving, talk like texting and driving all the time. Like we all know one of those, and they're usually ladies. And so that was I thought that was really interesting. And then I started looking up like what are the top things that women typically do inside their car, and one of them was it's the typical stuff. It's like makeup, texting, on the phone, whatever, right? But there's another one that I thought was interesting. It said making up stories about other people. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And I had to look into that, and I was like, what does that mean? And it reminds me of, if you guys watch Bob's Burger, there's a story arc in there where Linda, Bob's wife, in Bob's Burger, she goes in the alleyway and she makes up stories about the raccoons. They're in the alley, and I guess it's a lady thing. Like they all do that, because that was one of the top ways that they get into car accidents. They're busy making up stories about people. So I thought that was really interesting. Almost done with this one. I'm gonna move on. What else is going on in the world that I found interesting? I learned about Japanese Valentine's Day chocolate giving. Well, I mean, stuff that I knew before, but I I guess I didn't realize the impact of it was pretty interesting. Right, it's the E. Hey Otto, your puzzle's coming together. Coming together. We're done with this color. Next is the blue. Next is the blue guy. Blue. Last color is purple. Ooh, that's in my frame, guys. All right. Check out the blue. Blue's easy because blue is strong. Strong like a bull. Oh, but the problem with blue is that it's too watery. It's going to require multiple coats. That's not good. It's not good at all, guys. What else is going on in the world? You guys are so quiet today. Who do you guys think is gonna make it to the NBA Finals? Oh, I guess that's a topic too. Is that I guess Angela Reese. If you guys don't know who she is a WNBA player, and she's got a podcast, right? And apparently, her podcast is actually what she uses to pay most of her bills, because her regular WNBA salary does not cover her bills. Which, I mean, I guess we can get into it, which is what I found very interesting. So, if you guys don't know what her contract is for the WNBA, she I believe she's on a rookie contract, but her contract is 300,000 over 4 years, I believe. So it works out to be like 70 to 80,000 a year. Okay, so that's not bad to play basketball. Of course, she's been complaining about how the men's basketball team makes, the worst men's basketball player, the bench fourth string bench player makes more than the highest paid WNBA player. So that's what she's complaining about. That in terms of like, star power, whatever, that the the lowest bench player in an NBA team makes more than a star, top 10, top 5 WNBA player. And so she wants to do a walkout until they close the pay gap a little bit. But the internet's like, well, I mean, I totally agree as well. It's kind of like, well, you're not making any money. We can't pay you anymore. You can't demand money that we do not have. Have you guys seen you guys ever seen the WNBA championship? It's like something you can get for like $200 or something. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad. But anyways, and so she makes about $70,000, $70,000 to $80,000 a year, and I believe it works out to be like, she gets like maybe 7,000 a month or something of that nature, just from her WNBA contract. But her mortgage, I don't know if she's renting, whatever, her upkeep on her housing situation, I don't know, is a rental or mortgage, is I believe 10,000 or something a month. So her WNBA contract does not pay for her mortgage at all. And so what she does to make extra money besides endorsements is she has a podcast. And apparently that podcast is about to get canceled because the parent company of that podcast is in dire straits. So now people are saying that your WNBA contract doesn't look so bad now, does it? Does it? What else is going on? It's crazy. I type in top news today, right? And literally, top news today is, I want to say, 90% Trump stuff. Yeah, 90% Trump stuff. That's crazy. I mean, should we really talk about it? The discussion that I see right now that's going on with this Trump stuff is that all these people on this Signal chat group talking about national security stuff, they're comparing it to the Hillary's email scandal, right? So that's what I want to hear. I want to know what the people think. I don't care what media think. Media is paid and bought, but the people, do you guys think that this chat group is the same as the Hillary email situation? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Because to me, it seems pretty similar. they had Bolton on. I don't know what channel, but he was like, "I'm disgusted by what I've seen and witnessed here today." Oh, Mr. Bolton. boom. All right. I think this is good enough for this. All right, auto. All right, auto. With 3 colors in. 1 more to go, but I actually need to go back. I just realized I skipped a letter. So go back. Go back to green. Back to green because we skipped the color. You can't skip colors. Kenny, your puzzle's getting made. Don't worry about it. Let's see what else I saw that was interesting. Oh, there was this this girl, and she was complaining that like she's not like unkept. It's just that what I noticed right away is actually not unkept. It's actually lack of effort. And so yeah, so she was just saying like she wants to look more beautiful or whatever, and today's standards are so hard to compete with, which I agree because you know with the internet these days you can see what everyone looks like all around the world, right? All around the world, and so the style has definitely changed where it's no longer California style or New York style. It's just internet style. So I could totally see how she feels intimidated now that everyone looks so like well kept and whatnot. But I want to say it's an effort thing. She chooses to look that way, If she tried, it would be easier. All right, the green is done. Let's go back. Let's finish this bad boy up. Last color, purple Wurple. Ooh. This purple's looking dark. Yeah, definitely an effort thing. Huh, for a second I thought I picked the wrong color. That would be so bad. That would be so bad. Alright, first one is done. Dunsies. Alright, remember, it doesn't have to look good. There's a board that covers this. I just gotta get it painted. So that first one, auto. The baseboard of the auto puzzle is done. Now we gotta do Mr. Kenny. Finish the end on Kenny. I'll show you guys what it looks like with the overboard later. Okay. But yeah, back to what we were talking about. The other comment I wanted to make on that lady or girl, that her friends, like she's like, oh, I want to look beautiful, but everyone just tells me to do what makes you feel good, it makes you happy or whatnot. One thing I do have to say about that is that if you have a friend that doesn't tell you that you're doing a shitty job, you need one of those in your life. Definitely need one of those in your life. You don't want a yes friend. Yes, queen, you look good. You know what I mean? Like the person that says you look good but you don't. So you just wander through life thinking that you're doing really well, but you're not. So you need someone to keep it real. Keeping it real. What else is going on in the world today? Feels like a slow news day. Or it's either the news is slow or the Trump stuff is always so encompassing that it kind of overshadows everything else that gets done. That's what I feel like. Boom. All right, the end is half done. I gotta do the other side. Once we do the end, got an O to do, and then we'll be done with this part of the name puzzle. The next part will be to glue the name puzzle together. But I feel like that's pretty boring, so let's not do that. Nobody's giving me anything fun to talk about though. I wanna talk about something fun, like if you can travel back in time, what would you change about the future? Oh, those are always so hard because you know what I like about doing those? That is you kind of get to, if you really want to get into it, you could talk about like all the effects that different things would have. You know, that's the part I actually really enjoy. It's actually when you ask a question like that, like, oh, what would you? Sorry, so the end's done, back and forth. What would you change? And you kind of walk through the whole scenario of what would actually happen if you actually did that. Because like that was always my favorite. If you guys watch Heroes, that was my favorite storyline, is the hero storyline where he changes stuff and he goes back and he's like it has different effects, some intended, some not intended. Those are my that's my one of my favorite storylines because I like seeing different outcomes. I'll say this though. I saw this video the other day, and it was a guy. He was training for the Beast Games, and I'm telling you, in the future, that's gonna be a thing. You know how like people grow up and they aspire to be a professional basketball player, a doctor, whatever, right? There's gonna be someone out there right now, newest generation. Their aspiration is to get onto the Beast Games and win. Because there's one thing about the Beast Games, right? What makes it hard is that you've never done those tasks before and you have one shot to do it right. But what happens if you actually train for some of these events? Jumping on a balloon, holding something for a very long time, avoiding lasers. Like, if you actually train for the Beast Games, I wonder if that would make a huge difference or not. I don't like the ones where the events where you have no control. I know why they do that, to kind of to make it more random, because if you play the game a certain way, you'll get you'll win for sure, right? But having that random effect is what ruins it for everybody. As in, like, you could do the best for you, and then someone decides to do something, and your whole team is eliminated. Ooh, that's heartbreaking. All right, O is done. All right, I'll show you guys what the overboard looks like, so you guys can get the general idea of what the puzzle is supposed to look like. All right, we're back. We're back. All right, so this board here is the top layer, right? And we're supposed to place it on this, and now it needs to be sanded. The top layer, I didn't sand it yet, but it needs to be sanded. But basically, the idea is for it to look like this, for auto, right? And then you have like the O, the T, you know, where's the other T? The other T, and the O. Boom, boom, boom. Looks like this basically. And then there's gotta be another piece that goes in here that covers that up. That's basically the idea for this kids puzzle. Isn't that cute? Alright, that's that. So this is basically done. I just gotta, there's this part here. I gotta clean the edges and then seal it. And then sand this bad boy. And this person, this is a double order. This person wanted the back engraved with a message, so I gotta do that as well. But that's basically this. And then I guess I should actually clean. I'll be right back. No, I'll just use this. I'm back. All right. I should clean the edges of the letters. But yeah, training for the Beast Games. Imagine if you're like a professional Beast Game player. Because I feel like, I'm telling you, the reason why those games get you is because you only get one shot if you've never done that before. Now, if you actually train for these random things, the chances have gone up. And then, you know, at some point, Jimmy's gonna do like some sort of like Champions League or something. The winners go after each other. I also mentioned this before, but I wonder, like, I believe Mr. Beast or Jimmy is in one particular area. I don't even know what state he's in, but I wonder if like how much of the local economy depends on him. If he's in like some small little like town or something or city, like how much of that city depends on him making more beast games? Like that's a wild thought to think about too. Or like, you know, the local people that go to the Walmart, they're just like waiting around in Walmart, just hoping to see uh, a Mr. Beast staffer or something like that, so they can, and they train for it. They they like start stacking stuff into like circles and tapes and see what's the optimal way to stack certain things. That's an hilarious thought. Clean the edges. Don't clean the edges. It looks gross. That's not what we're going for. It's not what we're going for, guys. Almost done. 2 more letters. Woo! I'm out of here. I don't do this anymore. It's late, guys. Do this anymore. Last one. Last one. done, Z's. I'm done. Yes. I don't want to do this more. Alright, bye guys. I'm done. Ha 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 ha.